Welcome back to Game On. Now there are two kinds of games that a gamer saves his money for. One, an RPG, which is a role-playing game, and two, a game that is a sequel to a highly successful game. Now Fallout New Vegas is both. There's more to do in Fallout New Vegas than its supremely successful predecessor, Fallout 3. There's more complexity in the gameplay, and on the downside, there are more bugs in the game than what you should expect from a modern RPG. Well, that's a game that we're going to talk about in this particular segment. In this episode, we are going to talk about Fallout New Vegas, that is the latest PS3 release in town. Fallout New Vegas' huge world, expansive quests and hidden pleasures will have you itching to see what other joys you could uncover. However, as time wears on, the constant glitches invade almost every element of the game. This role-playing adventure is both more impressively intricate and more damaged than any major RPG in recent memory. So gamers who have played the previous editions of Fallout would understand what I'm going to tell you now. And those who haven't, well, hold on, this is not exactly Greek or Latin. The previous editions of Fallout 3 had something specific to them, and the same thing follows in Fallout New Vegas. It takes you to the desolate American landscape, which possesses elements that remind you of the super hit previous editions. But then, the memories are not so memorable. When you play this game, you would be reminded of the previous editions, but you wouldn't enjoy it that much. At the same time, the surprises are less dramatic. Nevertheless, the main story provides a solid skeletal structure for the Fallout quests to follow. So what are these trademark Fallout quests? You investigate the disappearance of a sharp-tongued wife in one town and bring star-crossed lovers together in another. Some of the most fascinating occurrences are the wittier ones. Now you may want to remember Dragon Age, the only other RPG that I have reviewed in this show. Now the thing with RPGs is that you assume the role of a character and make his decisions. This becomes an important factor in deciding how good the game is. The choices you make might lead to a dramatically different experience from another player's experience. In Fallout New Vegas, there is a ton of flexibility in how you might approach certain tasks. You might provide a drug addict his fix, but if your speech skills are high enough, you can convince him to get on with his life. This decision making makes the game fun, but in certain cases, the quests just aren't designed particularly well. Now that is a disappointment. Speaking of decision making, one major addition in this sequel is the faction favor. Now you can favor or choose your alignment to a particular community. Now what happens is, it decides your reputation, which subtly or prominently decides the result of the game. If you have a good reputation in a particular community, a random somebody could just run up to you with a minor gift like an iguana on a stick. Tasty. Or if you have a bad reputation, you might just get mugged of all your gold coins. Now I have mentioned quite a few positives about this game, but let us not forget the time when I told you about the technical glitches. Now Fallout New Vegas has a lot of technical glitches. It's not technologically capable of supporting its high ambitions. Simply put, this game breaks down in some of the most phenomenal ways. Like a vendor might attack you unprovoked even if you have a golden reputation in that town and are dressed in neutral clothing. Sometimes it's unclear if you're aware of a contributing factor or if the game is simply going bonkers. Not to mention frequent crashes on both consoles and corrupted game saves, which can cause you to lose progress. A quick word about the gameplay now. Despite the technical mess that this game sometimes succumbs to, targeting your enemy's limbs lead to all the same rewarding slow-motion splatters of blood that made Fallout 3 such a brutal blast. Every Fallout edition is expected to result in limbs, heads and other viscera flying through the air, which is often both gratifying and hysterical. My mom should watch me anchoring this episode. Fallout New Vegas is an explorer's game. It urges you to see much more, do much more. Now obviously this game is technologically busted, but if you have the stomach for some technological lunacy, you can go ahead and check out my ratings because I think that this game is actually kind of awesome. You can go ahead and buy a CD for yourself from the nearest landmark. The concept had to be good for this sequel to live up to expectations, and it is 8 on 10. The graphics of this game are very good, that's what adds to the creepiness of this game, 9 on 10. You would enjoy this game if you're one of those who like the previous editions of Fallout, 9 on 10. And finally the soundtrack is trademark Fallout, violent and creepy, 8 on 10. There are some fascinating games you can look forward to in the coming months, and we begin with probably the creepiest of games to hit the town this year. Dead Island's theme is as morose and dark as the name suggests. The game is set in Palms Resort in fictional Banoi and revolves around the core concept of survival in a zombie-infested land. You can play as either of the four main characters, Zian, Sam, Logan or Purna. If the trailer is anything to go by, then this game, scheduled to be released in the first week of September, sure looks promising. Now from zombies, we shift our attention to the good old dinosaurs. Michael Crichton and Steven Spielberg had made most of the mystery about the dinosaurs, but surprisingly, the gaming world had stayed away from it. Now, Universal Studios and Telltale Games have collaborated to come out with the latest edition of Jurassic Park on consoles. This is not the first attempt at turning a movie or a book into a game, and especially with the game versions of epics like Harry Potter and Pirates of the Caribbean Fighting the Dust, we have to wait and see how much love the dinosaurs manage to gather.
Millions invested. It's the next wonder of the world.